How are we all doing? James here. So this is my monthly update. Tell you what I was doing for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So it's been a really busy period. I had a bit of travel and I had the opportunity to head on down to Houston, Texas, which was quite the experience. I was expecting to see plenty of cowboy hats and the likes, but alas, I didn't. I did get the chance to meet with Bridging Apps, which are a really cool organization, and I met with the founder there, Christine Reed. She's an absolutely passionate lady about what they're doing and trying to empower, I suppose, individuals with disabilities to gain access to technology. And really, I think they're, from looking at their mission statement, picking out one line, it really is about bridging the gap between technology and people with disabilities. And I think that really sums up what they're doing.
We started Bridging Apps to help solve the problem of finding appropriate apps for our children with disabilities. And what we found is that some of the apps were being used by children with cerebral palsy, same apps were being used by children with Down syndrome and visual impairments. And we thought, wow, why are they using the same app? So we thought that it would be really helpful to have different professionals reviewing apps so that parents and other professionals could find what may work for their child and their clients much easier. So we created the app search tool that you'll find on bridgingapps.org.
So also while in Houston, I got the chance and the opportunity to sit in and help out on an Apple Center's training session for people with disabilities. So Apple deliver training down in Houston in one of their centers, and really this is a first of its kind, I think, across America. So Apple opened the doors, bring in predominantly people with disabilities into one of their Apple stores, and they bring them into their private boardroom and give them plenty of time and have devices there and then and work with people to ensure that they fully understand the accessibility and the features that are available within Apple devices. And that was a good opportunity for me. It was a relatively simple session, but just to see how they deliver it, make some contacts in terms of Apple themselves and try to gain access to some of the people that are working on their accessibility towards the future. So I think that was certainly a useful trip down to Houston, an experience to say the least. And then from there, we traveled to UCLA over in Los Angeles. So we were in California in Los Angeles. So I got the opportunity to visit UCLA, which is quite a famous and I guess progressive college in terms of its research and work in terms of autism. So they have the Autism Center in UCLA. So I got the opportunity to visit them for a day and really just kind of see what they're doing, see what they're working on, and share my research, share what I'm working towards. And it was great to hear that they thought it was something that was needed. They thought it was something that certainly could be of use within the sector. And were really helpful to share information and share, I guess, what they were working on. I also had the opportunity to visit an expo that was happening here in Boston just a few weeks ago. It was really about empowering mainstream teachers to use technology a little bit better. And again, it was Talbot orientated, so I just popped along and went along as any teacher would, but just to see how they were using technology and see how was it being inclusive, how are we tapping into universal design. So that really was some of my sessions over the last few weeks. In terms of my own research, it's been quite busy. I really feel like we've turned that corner and sort of fully kind of into it in terms of I know what I'm doing. I really know the direction. So within the Shriver Center in UMass, I've been working on some specific elements that are related to my own project in terms of trying to get ethical approval. Trying to lock down some of the survey work and focus groups that I'll work on over the next few weeks. But more so is part of this Mara Curious is to develop me as a researcher and me as a potential professional within this field for the next. What we've really been trying to do is to see where maybe some of the difficulties are for me, and that was just getting kind of hands-on experience in terms of research. So I'll be working with my professor William Baklani and just kind of trying to get me involved in as much projects as is possible over the next few weeks. So there's some really interesting projects that are happening within the Shriver Centre, and I've been lucky enough to be part of those. But yeah, look, we've been really getting into the spirit of things in terms of Boston, and having the opportunity to travel around America has been great. But it's always fantastic to come back to Boston and, you know, on a Saturday pop on the T into the city centre and do something somewhat touristy, and still, like, it's only 20 minutes from our door, so that's been really good. We've been sort of getting into the way of things here a little bit. However, we are looking forward, obviously, to popping back to Dublin and Ireland come December and catch up with family and friends. So that's a quick little recap in terms of where I'm at in terms of my fellowship. I'm glad to say that I think in terms of some of the kind of difficulties that I faced, certainly at the start, I feel like I've really turned the corner, and I'm really starting to enjoy the research, enjoy the potential that my research is going to make and the difference that it's going to make to certain people's lives. And to me, that is winning, and that is making a difference. So I look forward to catching up with a few people for a coffee and possibly a pint over Christmas, and look forward to getting back to Boston, obviously, in January, and really kicking on with the research. Talk to you soon.